Hey there, welcome to this week's class basis guide where we are going to be discussing the rogue. This is usually the shifty character in an adventuring campaign that focuses on stealth to get information, break into buildings, dodge enemies, and backstab if needed. By the stereotype, rogues are definitely going to be your dark and edgy class, but it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, I always encourage people to make a class their own. We'll go ahead and just start by talking about some of the overall strengths of a rogue and what you can expect if this is a class that you're looking at playing. The bread and butter of a rogue's kit is its sneak attack. This is a trait that you get at the very start of the game if you begin with a brand new level 1 character. Sneak attack, contrary to the name, doesn't mean that you actually need to surprise somebody in order to be able to do this. You just need to either, be successfully hidden to initiate the attack, or you need to have an ally that's within very close proximity of the enemy that you're wanting to hit. By having sneak attack, it just means that you're able to roll more dice if you're able to hit. This is essential to a rogue because you are really only limited to light weapons, which means that you're going to be focusing on using daggers or short swords or even bows if that's what you choose to do, so that way you can kind of hit something from range. The class is also very nimble. This is one of the dexterity-based classes in the game, which means that you're going to be focusing on getting as many points into dexterity as possible so you can get better benefits from the light armor that you're going to have to wear and really be able to use those light weapons better, which means that you can hit a little bit easier and you're also going to be hitting a little bit harder. Along with focusing on your dexterity, this is a class that you are able to very early on be able to dodge enemies by either dashing, which means that you can double your movement speed. You can disengage, which means you can safely get away from somebody that is next to you, or you're able to hide as a bonus action. For most of the other classes in the game, this takes a full action, meaning that's all that they can do this round. It really allows rogues to get in, hit something if they choose to from melee range, and then get out very, very easily. This is also a class that has some of the highest highs in the game by a trait called expertise, meaning that you pick a couple of skills that you are proficient with, and then you push them from being good at to exceptionally good at. I know that with a rogue that I played at one point, I decided to have my expertise in insight, meaning that I could see the intentions of those around me, and because I had expertise in it at a very low level, instead of being able to add 5 or 6 to the total roll that I had, I was able to start adding 11 or even 12 if I wanted to. Most people weren't able to lie to me very easily. This is also a class that you have a lot of options outside of dexterity if you want to put your points into. If you want to focus on kind of the more athletic aspects of a rogue, such as climbing or getting through doors, you can put some points into strength. Do you want to be that kind of charming, and pardon this, but if you want to be the charming rogue and you want to be able to butter somebody up while you're stealing their wallet, put your second highest trait into charisma. If you want to be able to, see the surroundings around you and the intentions of others, why not go into wisdom? Or if you even want to start looking into using magic, go into intelligence. It makes being able to decipher those spell scrolls a lot easier. The rogue, I feel, has very few overall weaknesses other than being a relatively squishy class compared to the other classes that we've covered on this channel so far, and even the paladin, which we haven't talked about yet. You get a little bit less health than the others, and you really can't wield any armor that is higher than light. Because of your dexterity, it still means that you're going to be relatively hard to hit, but you're not going to be able to use shields as an example. You get fewer attacks than other classes. The only way that a rogue is able to attack twice is if you are choosing to dual wield light weapons. Other than that, you only have one attack per turn. In conclusion, I feel that the rogue is a very ideal class if you are either new to the game or you're relatively new to the game and you want to really start focusing on tactics, particularly in combat. From a roleplay perspective, there's a lot that you can do with a rogue, especially because of the archetypes that have been coming out, and we'll be talking about those a little bit later. But I just wanted to go over the bare bones basics of a rogue, and if you're a new player, maybe you learned something from this. I want to reach out to you guys as a community. What are some tips that you would give to new players that are rogues? What are the favorite rogues that you've played? If you feel like it, please comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll be putting stuff out every Monday. Thanks.